All righty. Good afternoon, everyone. Please confirm that you can hear me. You can give a thumbs up or drop a yes in the comment section. Let me be sure. Beautiful. Thank you for the reaction, Serenity. Good. So, please, thank you for the feedback. Lord Sadi, thank you for the feedback. Olufemi, thank you so much for the feedback. So, my name is Pepe Ejirogene Campbell, and I am the project coordinator for soft skills training, data analytics, 𝐵𝐷𝐿ITE. And as always, I am excited to be here today to do this again. It's always a pleasure having to do this. So I would love to meet everyone on the call as well. So please go over to the comment section, tell us your name, and tell us where you are joining from. Let us get to meet you. Tell us your name and tell us where you are joining from. We have over 20 persons on this call. So please tell us your name and where you're joining from. Let's get to meet you quickly. Otherwise, I'll just start calling your names. Please tell us your name and where you are joining from. Anybody first to go? Oh, Olufemi Omondara from K2 Lagos State. Thank you, Olufemi. We're excited to have you join us this afternoon. Simeon from Ibadan. Simeon, we are excited to have you join us this afternoon. Let's keep the introduction coming. Shegun from Ogun State. Shegun, we're excited to have you. Precious from Lagos. Precious, thank you for making it a date with us. Anima Shan from Lekki, we're excited to have you on the call. Modipe from Ejimbo, Lagos, we're excited to have you. Emmanuel from Taraba State. Wow, Emmanuel, how is Taraba State this afternoon? Is it hot or is it cold? Thank you for making it a date with us, Emmanuel. Sefi Nat, I hope I got the name correctly though. Sefina from Lagos, we're excited to have you on the call. Peace Effion, thank you for joining. Although you didn't tell us where you're joining from. Thank you for joining. Yes, Lobzadi from Russia. Lobzadi, all the way from Russia. How is Putin treating you this afternoon or morning? Thank you guys for joining. We're excited to do this again. So quickly, we're just going to run through it. Joanne from Shomolu, Lagos. Thank you very much for joining. Iremide from Canada. Hey, hi, Canada. Is it morning or afternoon? But thank you for joining. So, guys, again, this is a very quick one and a very good one because the topic we're going to be addressing today is a topic that concerns everybody. So I can't even wait to get started. But before we do, we would love to tell you about data analytics 𝐵𝐷𝐿ITE and what we do here. We're not just committed to training you on the technical skills that you need as a data analyst, as an analyst, whether you want to do sales analyst, marketing analyst, HR analyst, even medical analyst. As long as you work with data and you want to be able to create reports, you want to be able to create dashboards, visuals, whatever your goals are, right, in the world of data. We also want to prepare you, want to aid you with the soft skills that are needed. That is why we do this every month. Is a call of duty for us. It's a duty call for us because we don't want to train just technical people. We need people that are well grounded, that has everything that it needs to function as an efficient analyst. That is why we put this up every month. And to further buttress on that and what we do at Data Analytics 𝐵𝐿ITE, I'm going to be inviting our amiable director, CEO, President General, Iremide Olatunji, to walk us through what we do here at Data Analytics 𝐵𝐿ITE. Please, let's give her, that clapping emoji as we welcome Iremide on board. Mic check, Iremide.
Hi. Hi, everyone. Can you guys hear me? Hello,
Yes, I
Peps.
can.
Can you
We
hear
can
me?
hear
Am I
you.
audible?
Yes, yes,
All right. Peps, please, can you
yes, I can
assist
hear
with the
you.
can you assist with the overview of DAELITE? I'm currently working on something very briefly. Then I would come back and take the stage from you.
Okay.
Just a minute, please. Thank you.
All right. Okay, that's fine. So, guys, I have the honors to tell you about what we do here at the Analytics Airlight. It's easy really. What we do is to aid you with the skills needed to become a data analyst. Whether you want to learn about Excel, you want to learn about SQL, you want to learn about Python. And the interesting thing is that you're not just going to be learning for learning's sake. There are a lot of arcade videos, like when you watch them, it just tells you how to do this, how to do concatenate, how to merge, how to do that. Those are the basic commands, the basic things, the basic syntax we can run with some of these analytical tools. We go beyond that because you are going to be trained by professionals, people that apply these skills daily. So for those of us that have taken, I don't know if there's anyone here that have taken a course at Data Analytics Airlight. If there's anyone, you can just signify with a hand raise or a reaction. If you are on this call and you have taken a course with Data Analytics Airlight or currently taking, could you signify? Okay, thank you. Beautiful. It's good we have our students on the call. So the people that train you are professionals, people that work with these tools daily, so they know what is needed, right? We're not just teaching you the basic things, we teach you the things that you really need to survive as an analyst in the real world at work. So that is one benefit that come with us. And then there are other benefits too, like certifications. For example, if you take our BI training, at the end of the day, we'll also prepare you to take the Microsoft certification exam. And so far, we have recorded success rate for everyone that we have prepared for that exam. They've always come back with a testimony. And I'm looking forward to your testimony as well. Hallelujah. Please pardon me for the guys that are not Christian. Sorry. So we prepare you too for that. And yes, I can see Renee is ready. She's going to throw more light and add more
Yeah.
to it. Thank you.
Thank you very much first for that. So I will just walk us through something that I share almost all the time when I have the opportunity to speak, right? I really don't want to assume that everybody on this call understand what data analytics is, because at some point in my career I've realized that a lot of people still find it difficult understanding, what this old data is and why data analytics is important. And I'm just here to just, help us, give us like an introduction to that, so that when we are talking about data analysis or throwing in some tech words, you don't feel you actually don't feel like you are not a part of whatever is happening here, right? I'm going to give you a base, a background in such a way that in next 5-7 minutes, in a way that will help you feel along and then get comfortable during the session. So I'm going to be sharing my screen very quickly, and I'll be walking us through the data analyst roadmap, which I titled From Beginners to Mastery. I'm very sure that you can see, if you can see my screen, please, can I get an emoji? That yes, my screen is up and you can, all right, thank you very much. So I'll be explaining what is data analytics, right? So data analytics is taking raw data and then converting it into actionable insight using tools, technologies, processes to find trends and solve problems by using data. So I get a lot of people come to me and say, I want to learn data analysis or data analytics, thinking that data analytics is a course on its own. Right. So data analytics is a combination of tools. So it's not a standalone course. It's a combination of tools. What makes data analytics is tools like Excel, Power BI, Tableau, SQL, Python, and Microsoft Fabrics. So all of these two coming together is what makes data analytics data analytics. Data analytics in itself cannot stand alone without all of these tools and technologies. And that's why you see in my definition, it includes a range of tools, technologies, and processes. So when next you're telling somebody, I have interest in data analytics, you will be able to express yourself properly. You just don't expect somebody to start teaching you like data analysis is a course like medicine or a course like business management. Even when you look at the course like business management in the university, you see business management is a combination of different subjects such as marketing, such as HR, such as finance, procurement, At different levels, at 100 level, 200 level, 300 level, you get to do all of these different subjects in different degrees, right? That's the same way data analytics too is, right? So it's a combination of tools and technologies. So at some point, Excel is the foundation. Then you move intermediate, let's say level 200 Power BI, level 300 Tableau, level 400 SQL, level 500 Python, level 600 Microsoft Fabric. So I wanted to see data analytics for what it is, right? It's a tool that is used to solve problems by using data. And a data analyst is a person who understand, analyze, and communicate, reason with data in a meaningful way. So the person that uses all of these tools I've mentioned to analyze data is a data analyst, right? So when somebody calls themselves a data analyst, you need to, okay, this person uses different technology tools to analyze data. And I want to talk about one other keyword I have here, the roadmap. So a roadmap is a strategic plan that defines a goal or a desired outcome and include a major step or milestone needed to reach it. So this data analytics or data analyst that I'm talking about is not something that you can learn in 1 month. It's not something that you can learn in 2 months, right? It gets progressive as you go in and out. One thing I tell people that are very new in this tool is give yourself 1 year. That is 365 days to go from beginners to mastery, right? So if you are taking a 1 month course, a 3-month course, a 6-month course, those courses are meant to give you a solid foundation that will help you keep increasing in knowledge in data analytics. So I'm not going to say, oh, if you have a 2-week course is bad or this. Fine, a 2-week course, 1-week course might not be sufficient enough, right? But a 1-month course, I guess, will be able to lay the necessary foundation for you to climb higher in your journey becoming a data analyst. So you have to have a plan. You don't expect that you learn Excel for 1 month and then somebody hands you their company's data. Sometimes it might not work that way, right? You need to build projects. You need to collaborate with other people, go for tech events. What are other people saying? What are the current news about data analytics? When you learn all of these things, right, then it helps you become a better candidate to get a job as a data analyst. So as the year is also coming to an end, for some of us that have smashed our data analyst goal for the year 2024, I want to say a very big congratulations to you. Clap for yourself. You deserve the accolades. When your salary is being paid, please get yourself a box of pizza or cold juice. Celebrate yourself, right, for how far you've come in this journey. So I'd like to really ask a very quick question. Where are you in this journey? So stage 1, these are people that do not have still they have limited awareness or understanding of data analytics. If you are in this stage, please, you don't have to feel shy, right? The only thing we will give you is provide you resources to help you understand what data analytics is more better, and so that you'll be able to know if data analytics is what you really want to do in your career, or maybe you want to do something else. So do not feel like, oh, other people know what this is and then I don't know. And please, this is a safe place for you to express yourself. So if you're among the category of people that still do not understand what data analytics is all about, you still feel that it's just something you're just hearing all around the place, but then you've not really taking a cool grasp of it, you need more explanation, please put it in the chat box. Stage 1, I will share with us our community platform on Telegram where we can give you more information. Stage 2 are people that you've heard about data analytics, but then you have challenges, in getting started. You don't know where to start. So you've heard about this. And so now how do you get started? You are interested, but how do you get started? Who is going to hold your hand? Which course are you going to take? Who is going to guide you? You need a mentor. Please put it in the comment section. Stage 2, I don't know where to get started. I'm interested, but I don't know where to get started. And to get started, you need to learn Microsoft Excel. That is the foundation of every analytics, right? Microsoft Excel is very important. What Microsoft Excel would do is give you a soft landing into the other technical concepts in data analytics, right? I wouldn't employ that you start with Python, because Python is really more advanced, especially if you're not looking at, coding or programming, right? So Microsoft Excel is really easy, and then is it's going to be easy for you to understand, right? Because there are things that we can relate to on a day-to-day basis using Microsoft Excel, right? So if you are in stage 2, please put it in the comment section, stage 2, so that we know who we have on this call and how we can help move your career within this short period of time from October to December. At least move you from a particular, if you are in stage 1, we are looking at moving you to stage 2. If you are in stage 2, we are looking at moving you to stage 3. If you are in stage 3, we are looking at moving you to stage 4. If you are in stage 4, we are looking at moving you to stage 5. So stage 3 are people that you've learned these data analytics skills, but then you are not doing anything with it. You are waiting for a job before you use your data analytics. So you've taken the course, Excel, Python, Power BI, all of which, all of which. You can express yourself using all of these tools, but then you are just there, maybe keep applying for that, waiting for somebody, to come and give you that big data analyst job before you start doing data analytics. Please, I want to employ that. You can use data analytics in your day-to-day life. Look around you, right? Volunteer for an organization. If you are working for a company, even if you are a sales rep, a customer service rep, reach out to your manager, your team lead. Tell them, oh, I've learned this thing. Just give me little data, test what I can do. And if you're able to prove yourself, right, to whom more is given, more they will give you more things, right, in data analytics to do. And before you know it, you might even get to pivot your career. You might even start by being maybe a sales analyst or a customer service analyst, and from there you go higher, instead of you just waiting for that data analyst job to land on your feet. The fourth one is people that, yes, they volunteered, now they are working as data analysts, but the company they are in, they still do things manually. I know how frustrating this can be for you to have taken time to learn data analytics skills. You know all the technologies, you are using it personally, you are volunteered for different organizations, but your own company, the company that pays you salary, they'll still do things manually, repetitive tasks. You are still carrying paper up and down, and you're not able to express this skill and this knowledge that you have. And stage 5, these are people that are really looking for remote work opportunities. They are like, for me, my skill is no longer for this African space. I am looking to go global and then give them something great global. Please, if you just learned Excel 3 months ago, you are not in stage 5. Right? Even if you learned 1 year ago, even if you are just 1 year, please, you are not in stage 5. Let's try to implement with our local companies and organizations first before you start. At least get grounded, get very skilled before you decide that, yeah, remote work opportunity is for me, and then I am indeed ready to take up that remote work, because you don't want opportunities coming to you and then slipping off your hands because you are not ready. Right? So please, let's know. I want to know in the comment section. Let me know, are you in stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4, or stage 5, so that we can know how to support you. And for those in stage 1 or stage 2, you are looking at where to get started. I'm here to announce our last training for the year, right? I posted this on LinkedIn few days ago on LinkedIn, right? So I'll drop my LinkedIn handle and this post so that you can read all the information. So like I said, Microsoft Excel is the first tool to learn, and our Microsoft Excel class is starting tomorrow. The tuition fee is 50,000 naira. So all our courses from Excel to Microsoft Fabric cost 50,000 naira for each of the course. So Excel and Python are starting tomorrow. Next week, Sunday, Power BI and SQL is starting, and then the upper Sunday, Tableau and Microsoft Fabric is starting. For Power BI and Fabric, you'll be given the Power BI license for 6 months to enable you build project, right, in Power BI for 6 months. So even after the class has ended, you can still use this license to build projects and then put it as part of your resume or your portfolio to show potential employers. And also we have our build data project. So after taking our training courses, You join the Build Data project, where you tend to build project with other people who are like you in the data analytics field, and those who are even more skilled than you. You guys will be paired in groups, and at the end of that, you guys will build a project, and from there, we'll be selecting you for internship opportunities, right, through the Build Data project. So if you're looking at taking any of our courses, we have, I'm sorry, please give me a minute. Yeah, I'm so sorry. So if you're looking at taking any of our courses, it's 50,000 naira. We have a flexible payment plan. So if you're in stage 1 or stage 2 and you're on this call, I will drop the link to register, right? Pepe, please, can you take over for me, please, Peps?
Sure, I can. Can everyone hear me? Please confirm that you
Yes, we
can
can.
hear me. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So, like Iremide said, she's going to share the link, and then we'll also share the link to our community on Telegram. That information about our training courses. So, we look forward to working this journey every step of the way. Is that good?
Yeah. Thank you
Okay.
very much, Peps. Yeah, so we look forward to having you. So, like I was saying, we have a payment plan. You can pay twice or 3 times, right? So even if you want to join Excel now, even if you have only 10,000 naira, you can join the class tomorrow. All our classes are on Sundays from 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. But from Monday to Saturday, we have something we call the 30 minutes daily learning. So aside having a 3 hours course on Sunday, you'll be learning either Excel, Power BI, Tableau for 30 minutes every day. That 30 minutes depends on your own timing. But the thing is, you have to make sure you send in your submission before 11 p.m. every day. So your 30 minutes can be in the morning, it can be in the afternoon, it can be in the evening, but you have to ensure that you take your 30 minutes daily learning seriously. And if you can learn for 30 minutes every day from Monday to Saturday, that is another 3 hours of learning in a week, plus Sunday 3 hours of classes. That is 6 hours of learning in 1 week for 4 weeks, right? You will not get that long hours of learning anywhere. So this is an opportunity for you if you really want to lay a very strong foundation for yourself in data analytics. Thank you very much, and I'll drop all the information about registration in the chat box. Please look forward to that, and also our community group link. Thank you very much for having me. Thank you,
Thank
Peps.
you for having us too. Thank you for creating this opportunity, this platform for us. We appreciate you dearly. Thank you. So, guys, you've heard it all. For everyone on this call that is interested in starting or furthering their knowledge base, their technical bandwidth. So please do well to register. And then please, as the session goes on, please observe, note that there will be time for question and answer at the end of the session. So whatever questions you have, just note it down. It's very important. Note it down. Get a paper, get a pen, write it down, or you can get your tablets, your devices, write it down somewhere so you do not forget it. And then when it's time for question and answer, we'll take all of your questions given the available time. That being said, let us get right into it. How many of us are excited about today's session? You are excited about the session. Please give me a reaction. Samuel, thank you. Is it only someone that is excited? Hey, God, that big. Very good. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. Peace. Thank you so much, Mary. Yes, thank you very much for your feedback. Yay, thank you. So, everyone that has internet, you use internet. This session is for you. So even if you know someone that uses internet that is not on this call, you should share the link with them to join already. Because today we're going to be talking about protecting yourself against cyber threats. Cyber threats. We already know cyber internet. So as long as you use internet, you click on links, you visit a website, you download applications, then you should be very careful. You should be careful of your internet usage, which is why we have put this session together for you, protecting yourself against cyber threats. And who best to teach us than the cyber guru himself, Mr. Kehinde Ologun. Mr. Kehinde Ologun, I hope I pronounce your name well. I'm trying to use the Yoruba accent in Kehinde Ologun.
Ologun.
Okay, Ologun. Okay, Mr. Kehinde Ologun. He's a senior consultant and audit for risk and compliance. So trust me, he knows his honors. He's going to be walking us through the session today, how we can protect ourselves against cyber threats, things we can do if, for example, we get exposed to any of this threats. So please pay keen attention, especially with the recent prevalence of cyber fraud. Please pay attention. I wouldn't want to have any member of our community be a victim, or I click on a phishing link or something.
Hi, Peps. I don't know. We can't hear you again. Do you want to check your network? All right, Mr. Kehinde, do you want to take the floor?
Okay, okay.
All right, I guess a
Please
network
confirm you
here.
can hear me.
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay, let me put on my video. Right, you can get my face. A lot of things is currently happening now. So you know the person talking to you. Please confirm you can see my face.
Yeah, we can see your face. You look great. Good
Yeah, thank you.
afternoon.
Good afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. Right, the energy in the room is up currently, and I love to be here. I want to say a special thank you, right, to the management of data analytics _𝐿ITES, and then to everyone we have on the call for having me here. Right, my name is Ologun Kehinde, senior consultant, audit risk and compliance in a full-fledged audit firm. Right, I've implemented cybersecurity controls, cloud security controls, and other relevant controls for organization. But currently, I major in auditing of these cybersecurity, cloud security controls, audit of security operation centers, data centers, management system, enterprise risk and the likes, right? So I've been in the field for quite a while, right? And then I'll be running you through this process, through this awareness, right? It's a soft skill day, right? And whenever we hear of soft skill, what comes to mind is we are talking about communication skills, leadership skills, and the likes, right? But just to mention that soft skill, it's a personal attribute, right? To you as a person, what you need to get to give you situational awareness, right? And enhance how you carry out your job, how you get your job done, and then who you are, right, within the role, how you function within that role, where you currently are, right? So now, for instance, there's a threat to your organization, and then there was an attack on the organizational system, and we get to know, or the business gets to know that the threat or the attack was from you as a person, right? Yeah, that does not speak well about you, right, as an individual within the organization or within your community that you belong to. So hence the reason why we are going to talk about, a very, very important topic today. And it's also wonderful that data analytics _𝐿ITES are not just thinking about the business alone, they're also thinking about their people, right, in respect to how you can get yourself secured, and then how you can also be out there secured. The moment you are on the internet, if you do not want to face breaches, or you don't want any of these issues, so what you do is just maybe look for a very thick bush, maybe like Sambisa Forest. Go there, stay off the internet, do not use a phone, just live your life like that, right? That's how you can stay off this bridge. So there's nothing we can do about it, but we just have to be aware. And we are getting to a stage, right, as individuals, as organization, where as an individual, when you want to get into a company, let's say data analytics life becomes, you know, it's a very big corporate organization, and then you have to work in, and before you get into the company, they're asking you, are you cyber aware? Do you have a certificate to prove that you're cyber aware? Right? We are getting to that stage. Even if you want to be a shoemaker within a shoemaking company, you'll be asked that document, right? You can quote me on that, because everybody is going online, and the internet, the technology, and everything we have there has its own efficiency, its own operation. However, also comes with its own risk, right? So when it comes to data analysis, right, we have the expert on the call. They can always take you through it. You can join the community, but I'm not here to run you through data analysis. I'm here to just give us an insight into some of the threats we face as individuals, right? But however, as a data analyst, right, within where you function, right, there are some of these threats that we are going to talk about can give rise into some of the challenges that you face in your field. For instance, data quality, right? The quality of data before you analyze that data and after you analyze that data. Now let's consider that a threat happened and somebody, tampered with the data that you want to use for your analysis, or after your analysis, somebody tampered with the data before it gets to the respective person. That means that person has impacted on the quality of data. So there are the things we are going to talk about as a touch point on what you do, right, as an individual within your business also, and the way you function, right. And I hope we pay attention to what we want to discuss about, right. So I'll take off my video so that I can share my screen. I'll take off my video because of bandwidth, and then when we are done, I can put on my video, and then if you have questions, we answer your question. So please permit me to take off my video and then share my screen. All right, please confirm you can see my screen.
Yes, we can.
Okay, awesome. Right, so today we'll be talking about protecting yourself against cyber threats. I'm also known as Cyber Cadabra. Right, that's my nickname. I coined that out of Abacadabra, which means to give life. Right, so I love to talk about cybersecurity. Right, so I'm known as Cyber Cadabra across other platforms apart from LinkedIn, where you can reach me at Ologun Kehinde. So today, very, very important, and very quickly, I want to talk about protecting yourself against cyber threats, right? Where you function as an individual, and then in the space that we belong to currently, right? And the discussion points, right? The key topics that we want to cover in this presentation. Number one, the impact of technology on individuals and organizations. We cannot go on to talk about cyber threats without talking about where we are coming from, what gave rise to cyber threats, right? In fact, from the wake of COVID in 2020, 2019, 2020, 2021, a lot of things changed. We see the need to, host our businesses online. We see the need to, for people to work remotely, right? Have process in place in case there's a disruption to service, right? So we are going to see the impact of technology on individuals and organizations. And I can tell you for free that technology was built, to make life better, but there's nothing we can do about the bad guys, right? They also always come, to make things, go bad, right? We also look at why you need to protect yourself against cyber threats, why it matters, why protecting ourselves against cyber threats matters. And then we'll look at common cyber threats, and then how we can protect ourselves against these cyber threats. And if you have relevant questions, we will answer the questions. So if you have questions, you can, pen down your thoughts, right? So that when we are done, you can ask your questions collectively, right? So to go straight into the discussion of the day, the impacts of technology on individuals and organizations. We all agree with me that technology has shaped the world. Technology has changed the way the world is viewed, right? It has changed the way things are done, right? It has changed the way individuals and businesses work, mainly by improving the efficiency of operations and increasing productivity. I remember the first account I opened when I was back in school. I know somebody had to come from the bank, give me a paper physically, write your name, write your address, write this, blah blah blah, and the likes. And when after writing all of those, um, they went away with the paper and they sent us an account number, sent us a pin, blah blah. Processes like that. But a lot of things have changed in the field we are currently. You can open an account from the comfort of your house, right? You can also, make changes, relevant changes, to maybe your information from the comfort of your home. In fact, sometimes you may want to carry out some activity, and then all you need to do is probably put in your NIN or put in your BVN, and automatically it will bring out your data. That's technology, right? So it has shaped the way the world works, right? And it has, improved the efficiency of operations and then productivity within various domains. And then just to look at some few domains, if you look at the education domain, right, there's information availability, which allows the internet to provide access to vast amount of data, resources, and educational material, right? In the past 2 months, I wrote some professional exams in my field, and the trainings that I took, I'm not sure I'm going to meet those people in my life. I don't think I'm going to ever meet them ever in my life. And if we are going to meet, probably it's going to be a coincidence, right? So what I'm trying to say is that we have access in respect to education. We can, access these people. We have what we call LMS, learning management system, like Udemy and Co, where you can also learn, various topics, online courses, platform that allow individuals like you and I to acquire new skills and knowledge from anywhere, right? And this has democratized education, change education from, where you have to go to a physical building, physical location, to get educated. Also, in terms of communication, what we are doing currently is communication, right? Where we are using a platform, Google Meet, for collaboration, for video conferencing. I can see, Pepe, she has been smiling since I joined the call, right? Though Remedy also has been smiling. I can see some other person like Mr. Femi too that joined the call. So video calls, collaboration, we can chat, people can tell us, where they are and the likes, and also social media platform for communication. Can chat someone that is in the UK, can chat someone that is in the US, someone that is, far away from my reach can also chat me. That's the impact of technology where we are currently. Also efficiency and automation, right? If you go to the bank, these things happen, but we do not know because sometimes we do not pay attention to some of them. When you go to the bank and then you try to enter into a door, sometimes the door tells you to go back. Why? Probably you are on a belt with an iron, or you are wearing something that has an iron that has been tagged. But sometimes the iron is not always the case. If you run into that door, there are doors that will not open for you that are able to analyze people's behavior, carry out behavioral analytics, right? There are doors also, right? If you go in, you are sweating profusely, they will not open onto you, right? So these are automations, automated systems that are able to, carry out behavioral analysis. In the field where I function, there are systems, there are technologies that, let's say, for instance, you work in, you work with Remedy, right? Data analytics Elite, you work there, and then you log into their server from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. That's the opening and close time. So within 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., you've been logging into that server for the past 6 months. And then after that 6 months, let's say 3 days later, you are logging into that server at 3 a.m., something that you have not been doing. There are tools now that are capable of flagging that change in behavior, right? Somebody that does not come to the office so and so day of the time, and then you're coming to the office at that particular time. There are tools that are able to flag it and then alert the administrators, right? So you see automation, you see efficiency, a lot of things have changed. You see self-driving cars, you see, automated systems that are integrated into our IoT, and very fantastic technology. And then we have for health also. Some of us, we have wearable devices on our wrist that you can use to calculate your blood pressure. I used to have one some time ago, right? You can also jog, to monitor how far your step, the amount of step that you take in a day, Also telemedicine, right? I'm someone that do not really want to use a glass, but when the eye started showing me shaggy some weeks ago, I just chatted my HMO, and then when I chatted my HMO, they connected me to a company, a eye vision company. I reached out to the company. They told me to come around. I went there. I did the tests. I went back home. Very swift and very very nice. Consultation. So you can consult your doctors remotely. Sometimes you may not even need to visit any healthcare. You just tell you could do this, do this, do this, do this, do this at home, right? So you can see, we all can see the impact of technology on individuals and organizations. Irremediate, just to know that everyone is still with me. I would like to, sometimes I'll be calling your attention. So just to confirm you can still hear me. Can you still hear me?
Yes, I can.
All right, great, thank you. So now technology was built, to make life easy, and then we can see how life is, is getting better with the use of these technologies, right? However, there is a touch point, right? Come when you design something for good, there are people that wants to use that thing to, uh, uh, carry out an attack, right? For instance, guns are developed for authorities, right? But there are people that are using guns for illegal stuff, right? And that's where cyber threats come in, right? So these things have been developed to make life easy, make life better for you and I. However, if we did not take cognizance of relevant threats that are applicable to the usage of each of these platforms, right, there's every possibility that we can be a victim of some of these cyber threats, right? And we cannot do without it, right? In the field where I function, there's something we call the CIA triad. It's a very, very critical infrastructure, critical framework rather, where the information security cyber security space sits on. So C stands for confidentiality, which means people that should not have access to something should not have access to it. I stands for integrity, which means information should not be tampered and should not be modified. Right? A stands for availability, which means information should be available to everyone that should have access to that information, right? So why am I saying this is that why do we have availability in cybersecurity and information security? Because we know that these threats are there and we cannot do anything, right? Only to mitigate them. And then when they happen, how do we make sure that our systems are available, right? However, we just want to, put focus on these relevant threats that are applicable to individuals and also organization. Right. So why protecting ourselves against cyber threats matters? Why does it matter? The internet, for all its glory and opportunities, does unfortunately feature threats and challenges. If individuals and organizations do not protect themselves against cyber threats, there are possibilities of critical impacts. Now, impacts, cyber threats, they are respecter of no one. They do not care whether you are a customer service person, whether you are the CEO of the company, whether you are the CFO, whether you are this, whether you are that. No, no, no. They are not concerned about that. Cyber threats is applicable to anybody, right? And it's applicable irrespective of the size of your business, irrespective of your location, irrespective of how large, right, your business is, right? So my visibility into the field has made me see a lot of things, right? In the banks, fintechs, in the health sector, and other relevant sector, right? You see so many scary stuff. And if we do not protect ourselves, it starts from an individual. If data analytics airlines, right? If I get that right, if they spent $1 billion on designing infrastructure for security and they do not carry out an awareness for their people, I can tell you for free that's just a waste of money, because the people are the critical infrastructure within a business, and that ends why we are talking about some of these things. So if we do not protect ourselves against cyber threats, right, so there are critical impacts like misuse of personal information. See somebody have access to your own information. For instance, you and I, we know there are platforms where, okay, let's go to Snapchat. Snapchat has something we call my eyes only, right? It's your phone, it's your device, it's your account. We cannot tell you not to put your own recording, what you want to put in there. That is your own personal information. We cannot tell you not to record yourself on your device, right? Even though sometimes we tend to advise people to be very, very careful around that. However, it's your personal information. But if you do not protect yourself against cyber threats, somebody can have access to that personal information, and that person can misuse that personal information. Also infrastructural damage. Infrastructural damage for countries that sit heavily on technology. Right. So I'm talking of countries like maybe the UK, the US, and other relevant countries that sit heavily on infrastructure. They cannot do without protecting themselves. Now, let me give a typical example. They do not fetch water the way we fetch water here in the UK or in the US. Right? They have pressured water systems. Right? They have systems that pass water to the whole to the whole household, to the household within the country. And let's say, for instance, that system that is sitting on technologies was hacked by someone, by a threat actor, and then when that system was hacked, the person messed with the filtering system of that water system. So the filtering system that is supposed to, filter the dirty water and then, get clean water from that dirty water is tampered with. That means people will get dirty water in their houses or poisonous water. Or let's say that threat actor tampers with the pressure of the water, thereby increasing the pressure of the water and then maybe destroying the tanks or reducing the water of the pressure, reducing the pressure of the water and then reducing the flow of water to the community. That's infrastructural damage. Or for countries that have nuclear weapons, somebody hacks into their systems, right? Or now we have self-driving cars, we have airplanes that can drive themselves that are designed, and even though some of them are not licensed to fly currently, and then someone maybe an airplane that is flying a whole country's cabinet, right? Country's authority, and then that airplane was hacked into. That's infrastructural damage. Also, online scam, somebody can pick your personal information and then use that information to perpetrate evil. Some time ago, someone was chatting me from my someone hacked into my sister's WhatsApp and then was chatting me and like, can you send money to so and so accounts? Right. I had to call my sister that, are you telling me to send money to someone? And then she reached out and no, I'm not. And then we got to know that our system was hacked at that particular time. Right. So someone can have access into your information and then they can use it to carry out online scam. Sometimes you see that they open an account for you. You have an account in a bank that you have never worked in before in your life, right? How did that happen? How did the person have access to your name, your surname, your NIN, your PIIs, personal identifiable information? So if they can use that to open an account for you, you can read out on the Wells Fargo case where Wells Fargo staff are using people's name information to open accounts for them in their company just to make sure that their quota was reached. Right? So, and there can be regulatory sanction also, right? Data analytics Elite is a registered business. Right? Let's say 𝐂𝐍𝐉𝐻𝐾, the project manager, releases critical information about the clients, right? They can regulatory sanction. The clients can sue you as an organization. So we need to protect ourselves against some of these relevant threats. If we fail to protect ourselves, then we can face critical impacts like this. Right. So I've come up with eight traits that are applicable to individuals, right? That are common, that are current also in the field where we all are currently, right? One of them is phishing. Phishing is a method of cyber attack that attempts to trick victims into clicking on fraudulent links in emails or downloading attachments, right? So this phishing is applicable, right, to emails. When someone sends you a link or sends you an attachment that you do not know the source, and then you click, and then the moment you click, you are a goner. That is what phishing is all about, right? And then it is a very, very important part of cybersecurity, threat that we need to pay cognizance to, right? Before you hear things like when you are sent a mail, read, check out the spelling and the likes. We have tools that can carve out, mails without spelling errors, right? So you need to pay attention to when you get a mail and you do not know the person that sends you that mail. You need to do what? Report to your administrator. You need to be very, very careful, right? So phishing is a method of cyber attack that attempts to trick victims into clicking on fraudulent links in emails. So let me give you a typical example, something that happened, I think earlier this year or late last year, where a Bitcoin company, right? A company that runs on cryptocurrency, that's what they do. They had some engineers within the business. And some threat actors, some guys, they sent out targeted ads to the engineers. targeted ads. Imagine you are collecting, let's say you are working in data analytics 𝐿ITES, and then Ejiro is working as a project manager. Sorry that I'm using Ejiro as a case study. Ejiro is working as a project manager, and then Ejiro is being paid 7 billion naira. I know we are getting there. Ejiro, am I right?
You are very right. So
So Ejiro is paid 7 billion naira per month, and then somebody comes to say Ejiro sees an ad, the same thing I'm doing in data analytics 𝐿ITES. Someone is asking me to do, and then I'll be paid $50 billion, from 7 billion to $50 billion. So targeted ads were run and then were sent to these engineers in this in this company, and they followed up, they registered, blah blah blah, they did this, did that, and they did a real life interview. The threat actors did interview for them, real life interview, just like you and I, how we have seen ourselves today. After the whole interview, what happened? They sent them they sent them an offer letter, so that, oh, they've been offered that role, right? When they sent them the offer letter, what happened next? They downloaded the offer letter on their system, work system. The moment they downloaded our attachment, that was the beginning of the problem of that company. The guys were able to get into their system, and then they were able to move laterally within their system, and they're able to, they lost a lot of money, a whole lot of money. That's what phishing can do, right? And if it be you, it can be anybody, right? It's no respecter of person. So we have something that we also call phishing. Phishing is voice phishing, right? Where fraudulent calls or voicemails fall under the category of phishing, where someone calls you. We have tools, applications that can change people's voice currently, right? Somebody can call you and tell you, I'm calling you from your bank, I'm calling you from this, I'm calling you from that, or can you tell us, we want to, send you an OTP, can you send us this? And they're able to, coerce you into releasing relevant information, right, that can cause a breach into probably your finances or your personal information. Then we have smishing. Smishing is SMS phishing, right? This is applicable to text messages, which is a kind of fraud similar to phishing, except that it comes in the form of a text message. And a friend of mine, right, has faced something that is particular, she was sent a multimedia message on her device, and the moment she clicked on that multimedia message, those people cloned her device. They were able to, get access into one of our banking platform, right? If not that there were additional layers that blocked out the accounts, they would have carted away with a lot of our money, right? If not all of our money. So, and what's happened is that they send this, especially most time they send this late in the night, so that you'd have gone to bed. By the time you wake up in the morning, you are still subconscious. Subconsciously, you click on that multimedia. The first thing most of us pick, even before we pray sometimes, is we just take our phone and then we start clicking on messages. And then the moment you click and then you download the attachment, that's a gun, all right? That's if it's a smishing attack. And we have something we call blue snaffing. So this is a serious type of attack that involves stealing or copying sensitive data from a Bluetooth enabled device without the owner's knowledge or permission. And this happens, almost everyone on this call, your device has a Bluetooth. I can also tell you for free that most devices that you think do not have a Bluetooth may have a Bluetooth system embedded in it. Probably you need a driver to bring it out, or you need an additional layer. Probably if you are using a laptop, maybe you need another external device, to bring up that Bluetooth on your system, right? So if you are the kind of person that you always put on your Bluetooth, you need to pay attention to this threat, blue snapping. The person can see your device, the person can scan the vulnerabilities of your Bluetooth, check the protocols, and then is able to penetrate into your system, your device, and then they're able to cut away your information, your personal information, right? So very, very important that we also take note of these threats, right? And then we have what we call supply chain attack. This is a very, very scary attack, right? Which uses third-party tools or service to infiltrate a target system or network. We need to pay attention to this. There's little or nothing we can do to a supply chain attack, but I just want us to have an understanding. Now, let's say, for instance, we all use Google Chrome, we use Microsoft, we use Mozilla, we use Microsoft Word. And if you want to download Google Chrome, what you would do is you go to the website, right? Chrome.com, or you go to Google itself, you Google, and then we all download the same Chrome from the same website, depending on your device, whether Mac or a Windows device, right? So let's say, for instance, in the development of the application you are downloading on that website, somebody was able to put in a code that is able to spy everybody's information as we use that application. That's a very, very scary stuff, right? And then everybody all over the world is downloading that application. That's what the supply chain attack is about. And then it's a scary one, but we need to, pay attention to that, right? And then, I also have an understanding of that. We have sextortion. Sextortion is common, but we do not really talk about sextortion. When you go out, when you see, awareness like this, they do not talk about sextortion. Probably talking about social engineering, phishing, and like. But sextortion is a very, very, it's something that is currently happening, right? Where we function in this world that we are in now. And then I will tell you for free, 83% of people that face extortion are men. You would think they are women. Men face extortion more than women. So sextortion employs non-physical forms of coercion to extort sexual favor from the victim. It can be in various ways. It can be probably you and the person had something in common. Maybe you share nudes with the person, and that person is using that information to extort you, to get money from you, or using that information to get more news from you, or probably someone you dated. You guys dated, you guys trusted yourself for quite a while, and then because of that trust, because of that influence, you were free with the person, you shared nude nudes with that person, and after the whole stuff, maybe everybody had to go their ways, and that person is using that stuff to extorts you, maybe money or getting more sexual favors from you, right? We also need to pay attention to sextortion. Something happened earlier this year also, where a kid shot himself dead because someone was extorting him. A man trying to behave like a woman sent the kid some nude pictures and some other videos, and because that kid was naive, also sent his own nude, and the man was using that to extort that kid. The guy had stolen his mom's money, stolen other people's money, and then give to this guy. And it got to a point, the boy was like, no, you know what, I cannot give you any money, I do not have any money anymore. And this man told the guy that you go and shoot yourself. You know how this white people do sometimes, they go and shoot yourself, this and that. And the boy went to one of the town squares and he shot himself dead. So these are threats that we face currently, where in the world, and we need to pay attention to them. We have MITM, man in the middle attack. I talked about some of the challenges that a data what do we call it? A data analytic engineer, what do we call it? You want to help me? A data analyst.
Engineer?
A data engineer or a
Data
analyst,
analyst,
right?
okay.
Yeah, thank you. That's your data engineer, data analyst, right? However we call it. So I talked about some of the threats that we face, like integrity, like data integrity. So imagine someone is in between the source of your data, and then it's the endpoint where the data is supposed to go to, and then probably you are the endpoint where you're supposed to take the data and then use that data, analyze that data, and then give to another person or give to a business or something. And then somebody has modified the data you want to analyze, right? That's a man in the middle. Somebody's in between what you want to get and where that information is going to, right? And this is more applicable to, for some of us that we connect to open Wi-Fi's, right? If you go out of your house, do not connect to open Wi-Fi. So if you connect to open Wi-Fi, there's people that they are able to, steal your information if they are the one that broadcasted that access point, that broadcast name, right? So I saw a documentary some time ago where they called an hacker to come into one of the airports, and then they told the hacker that we want to see how some of these things work. Broadcast an access point, broadcast the name, right? When you broadcast the name, let's see how people connect to it, and then let's see how you can steal people's data. Let's see how you can you know what, get their username and password when they log in into any platform, any application. And as that man was trying to, it's a legitimate stuff, right? It's an ethical hacker. The airport invited him themselves, so that's legitimate, that's authorized, right? But as he was trying to do that, what happened? He observed that there was someone also in the airport that is doing the same thing that is not legitimate, right? So we need to be very, very careful, especially in churches and mosques. Churches and mosques. Probably you go to uh, data analytics, elites, church or mosque, and then when you get there, not to bring up anything on religion, but let's say when you get to the church or mosque, you got there and then you saw a broadcast name, open Wi-Fi, that is the same name as the church. Does not mean it belongs to the church. So there are people that are able to identify, or you go to an hotel, and when you get to the hotel, you see a broadcast name that is open in the name of the hotel. You need to be very, very careful. There can be people that they are the one that broadcasted that address, and then in broadcasting that address, they're able to do or stay in the middle of your information, get what you are talking about, right? And then we have what we call password attack. I was talking to someone, a few weeks ago, and she mentioned that our password is her name and her surname. And are you serious? So there's something we call dictionary attack that is able to, it has these people I even have that document, over 1 million possible password combination. People that use password 123, password 1234, 1234, this and that and the likes. So those password combination, there are tools that can carry out dictionary attack. Just continue iterating until you're able to get that this is the password this person is using. Right. So these are some of the threats that we face, right, in the field that we function, and some of the threats that we face as individuals. So how can we protect ourselves? Number one, good password practices. Good password practices. Let your password be a combination of your combination of alphabets, numbers, and special characters. Alphabets, numbers, and special characters. And then let your password be 12 to 14 length. My password is more than 14. The password I use in various platforms is more than 14, right? So, but let your password be long, right? The longer your password is, and then based on the combination also, the longer it will take an hacker to break into your system. And you have multi-factor authentication also, that can be either 2FA, 3FA, 4FA. But the popular one is 2FA. Right? For every platform we use, we have 2FA enabled design on this system. Your Snapchat has 2FA, your Facebook has 2FA, your WhatsApp has 2FA, right? So that when someone tries to penetrate into your platform or into any of your system, there is an alert on your end to authorize. And if you are not the one that initiated that activity, you can do what, deny and make sure that you make change to your password at that time. Probably there has been a password breach. Also, never click on links from anyone you do not know. Do not click on links from anyone you do not know. Then never share your personal and confidential information to unauthorized people. So on clicking of links, sometimes it's very, very funny. You see things like federal government wants to give so and so 30,000. Federal government that does not give a damn about you. Things that you've not seen in the past 20 something, 30 something years of your life. And then you see that federal government wants to give people 100 million, this, that, and you're clicking on links like that. So you need to be very, very careful of links that you click. They never share your personal and confidential information to unauthorized people that should not have access to your personal information. People have too much of their personal information online, too much, especially in this space that we are now, this space of social media and other stuff. Right? Your name, your address, your kid, your husband, this and that, everything is online. So everyone has, so even though these things are, maybe they are not confidential information, right? But when informations are too puzzled information, they are brought together, it can cause a breach of confidentiality. Someone can know a lot about you, know everything about you from just scooping through your social media platform. I saw a case that was won by a lawyer, how the person was analyzing his opponent's behavior on social media. Right. So you need to be very, very careful. Do not share your personal information and confidential information to unauthorized people. Right. I am a twin. My name is Ologun Kehinde. And then my twin brother, one day I just called him, that guy, come, bring your face. And I put my iPhone to his face, and his face unlocked my iPhone. I said, are you serious? And then I had to put additional layer of security on my device. So I'm not saying my twin brother is a threat to me, but indirectly it can be a threat to me, right? We've lived our life, over the years, and based on trust, based on influence, we have not done each other wrong before, right? Apart from the normal twin fight, though, right? You carry my meat, you carry my meat, you wear my clothes, you wear my clothes, right? But what I'm trying to say in essence is that there are informations also that I do not allow my twin brother to have access to, even though we are very, very close. So you need to be very, very careful of information that you share with people. Then leverage on third-party recognized application and websites. A few days ago, I just saw on my phone carpenter calling. I'm like, carpenter, I cannot call any carpenter. Like, Truecaller will help you to recognize people. When calls come in, messages when they come in, you see spam, you see threats, you see some other things. So apps like Truecaller, Virus Total, you can go to virustotal.com to scan a document, to scan a link, right? But when you want to pick a link, be careful that you do not mistakenly click on that link. So one of these federal government budget, blah, 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 that they used to send on WhatsApp, just pick one, go to virustotal.com, then analyze, scan. You will see, it will scan, it will tell you whether it's a phishing link, it will tell you the present URL, because now we have URL shortening platforms. For instance, before you got access to this platform, this awareness that we are carrying out, you will see the link bit.ly. Bit.ly is a URL shortener. So some of these people, they use URL shortener to change the name of their URL. But the Virus Total will show you the final URL where you are going to, where that URL is actually taking you to. So you can leverage on third party recognized applications, and then make your Bluetooth device non-discoverable. If you are not using it, make it non-discoverable. Verify and use legitimate website before inserting your card details. I want to ask a very, very important question. If you can answer, please raise your hand. How do you know a legitimate website? How do you know a legitimate website? You can answer. If you can answer, raise your hand. No. We don't want data analytics. We don't want someone else raise their hands. We don't want our host to answer it.
It's not like I know. I only want to try my luck. Oh.
Okay, no problem. So Bright, you have Bright's hand up.
Okay, let me just. I think when the website is locked, like a key.
Okay, it's logged. Yeah, thank you very much, Bright. Alamu.
I think when the HTTPS.
Okay, when the HTTPS, that's HTTPS means security, right? Now, that is a very, very good answer, but that is a wrong answer, because I noticed that most time people think when you are on a website that HTTPS means that website is a legitimate website. No, I can be a fraudulent person and build, in fact, register my business legitimately and then build a site that will sit on HTTPS that will be secured. So the HTTPS, what it is trying to tell you is that from client to server side, that is you as the client to the server side, whatever you do on the platform, right? There is a tunnel in your communication. There's nobody having access to the integrity of that information. Nobody's tampering with the integrity of that information. That is what the S is talking about. The S is not saying that website is a legitimate website. So how do you verify and use legitimate website? You also have to ask around. People have been using Alibaba for a very long time. We all know Alibaba. So based on the the length of usage, based on testimonials also, right? Sometimes you see people were duped on Instagram. It's very, very funny. Someone has a platform on Instagram. The person is selling stuff. The person has logged his comment section. No comments on all of the stuff that are being sold, right? And then if you check the about, you'll be able to see whether this person has changed the name of the account 3, 4, 5 times, right? And then you are still doing business with that kind of person. You are sending money to them. So you need to verify and use legitimate websites before inserting your card details on any of these websites that you want to, do business on. Then restrict outright sharing of your contacts, image, information on social media platforms and applications. Restrict outright sharing. So if you check my WhatsApp, whenever I want to post on my status, right, you will see probably 6 images on my WhatsApp. That does not mean I have 6 images on my device, but I have over 1,000 images on my device. But I have 6 images on my WhatsApp because I have restricted WhatsApp from having access to all of my images. Right, I restricted WhatsApp from having access to all of my images. I only give access to images that I want to post at a particular time. And the same thing is applicable to other platforms. Some of us, we just give express access to your contacts. And then probably when you come to my house, let's give an instance. Maybe when you come to my house, you need to punch a keypad that gives you access to my room. And then you save that keypad on your device as Ologun Kehinde's access lock as a contact. But the moment you are giving LinkedIn, the moment you are giving Snapchat access to the contacts, they are not only picking human contacts, all of the numbers, your BVN, all those relevant numbers, the access code, your card pans that you have saved on your SIM are also synchronized, and then they are given to this platform. So we need to be careful also how we share information. Also, then protect your eyes with wearable devices. Right, for some of us, we know the work now, we know the job. You need to protect your eyes. You need to get wearable devices. I used to say I do not like to use a glass, but when it started, I had to, sometimes my eyes just go dim and then becomes watery, and then I squint sometimes when I get into the sun, right? So and then I had to go and get a glass. So if you know you work too much on your system, it's also a good way to protect yourself. It's a threat. Damage to your eyes is a threat, and you are one of our key assets as an individual. Right, then update your softwares and devices. Sometimes I hear things like, I don't want to update the software, the new functionality, I don't like it. That's very funny, because beyond functionality, there are things that you do not see, right? That you do not see that the update has closed up on. For instance, there are bugs that WhatsApp must have seen, vulnerabilities that people can use to exploit your device and then get into your platforms or your applications, and then they would have closed up on some of those bugs, and then you need to update. You can give little time before you carry out your updates to see whether there will be a rollback or that update will stand, but you need to make sure that you continually update your softwares, your devices, and then avoid the usage of public Wi-Fi. I do not even try this. That's why I'm always on. I do not joke with data. When I say data, I'm talking about internet data, mobile data, and the likes, right? So I do not joke with it, right? Because I do not want to connect to any public Wi-Fi. 2 years ago, I had carried out a social engineering attack also, where I broadcasted, pushed out a name, and then I tried it myself. I logged on Twitter. As I logged on Twitter, I was seeing the username and password at the back end, and it was very, very scary. So these things are possible, these things are happening, right? And then use good antivirus on your device. Use good antivirus on your device, especially if it's a corporate organization. Make sure that you get an EDR, right? Use good antivirus. Do not get antivirus that are too free. Sometimes we look for too free things that are too free, and then we get more problem, right? So use good antivirus on your device, right? So I'll leave you with this. The only real security that a man can have in this world is a reserve of knowledge, experience, and ability. And what we are currently doing here is to do what? To enhance our knowledge, give us more understanding, right? When you build experience in the field, when you also build up your ability, when you get more knowledge, you get more aware. It does not mean someone like me, I'm not, prone to threat like this, right? Well, because over time it is what I do. It has become a culture. It is not something that I just add to my life. No, it's a culture. It's something I do on a daily basis, right? Sometimes when I travel, maybe I travel somewhere or maybe around the environment, and then I use an hotel. Right. The moment I get into the room that I am allocated, the first thing I check is I look at the latch, the doors. I go to the windows. I look at the burglary. Right. These are things that I check. This is it's knowledge, right? And then it has become a part of me, right? So that is real security. When security has become a part of you, you have a reserve of knowledge before you do anything, before you carry out any action. You think about it before you share your data with somebody, you think about it. Is this person supposed to have access to my data or not? Right. So and then that will uh, guide your operation and how you function in your business and then in the world at large, right? So if you have questions, I'll answer your questions. I hope you've learned something new today. If you have questions, I will answer your questions. So I give the floor to Ejiro again.
Wow, what an amazing one. I have learned a lot of new words. Hey, blue snapping, right? Blue snapping and smishing. I've never heard of that before. And even supply chain attack. I've never heard of that before. So I certainly learned something, and I am I am confident that I am convinced everyone on the call learned a thing or two. Guys, let's give it up for our amazing speaker, Kehinde. Please, a round of applause. I see the claps are coming in. Beautiful. So now if you have a question, this is the perfect time to ask them. Please put them in the comment section and they will take them given the time available. Or if you would like to speak, sometimes the kind of question it's better when you are talking. If you have such questions as well, just signify by using the raise hand button and then we'll follow the queue there and then answer all of your questions. So while we are waiting for the audience to ask their questions, so I want to ask in
My check, Ejiro, we can't hear you. Hello, guys. If you have any question, the floor is open now for you to ask your question. I guess Ejiro, if you have any question, the floor is open now. I'm sure that you've learned a lot. Joanne have here, you didn't tell us in detail how to know a legit website. Mr. Kehinde, do you want to take that? Tell us in details, how to know a legit website. Please, if you have a question, please put it in the chat box. I will read it out and then Mr. Kehinde will be able to respond. Mr. Kehinde, can you hear me?
Oh, sorry, I was speaking to mute. Yeah, I talked about that. Probably we did not get that right. So every page has their own algorithm. Every platform we use have their own algorithm. They have their own structure, right? So for instance, the first thing you need to do before you do business with anybody, someone has done business with them. That's just the truth. You will not be the first person that is doing business on that platform. For instance, I will not be scared to go to Alibaba.com to buy stuff there, because over time, so you are going to look at the length of operation of that business, right? You also look at testimonials, what people have said about the business, right? You also look at things like escrow, what we call escrow. For instance, if you are doing business with someone, the fact that you pay the person, but the person is not paid, someone is holding on to the money, maybe the platform is holding on to the money, and then the person is paid when you get your goods or when you get your service, right? So these are some of the things you can consider. For places like Instagram, when you want to buy online, the moment they lock all of their comment section, sometimes it can be legitimate, but I can tell you these are red flags for me. The moment all your comment sections are locked on Instagram, no comments on your post, I cannot do business with you. I don't care how big your brand is. I will never do business with you. Right? Number two, if you go and check about, the moment go to the person's profile, click on the three dotted line, right? Depending on the device you use, check about, it will tell you the amount of time that person has changed the name of that page. So if you're a legitimate business, why should you change the name of your business 5 times? So these are some of the things that you observe, right? So don't be swayed with someone has 100,000 followers or 300,000 followers. Don't be swayed. You understand? So these are things you review, but ask questions, ask people before you do business with them, and then do not. You want to do business with someone too. Sometimes we say let's try with small money, and then you try with small money. Maybe you try with 3K, and the business goes well. It does not mean that business is still legitimate. Sometimes they are just setting trap for you, but you have to first confirm. Ask people that have done business with these people, right? Ask questions. Go online, Google. Sometimes when my friends when they send me a document, when they send me offer letters, that they just saw this message that they should come and do an interview, and so, especially when it is in Ikeja or Ogba. I just tell them, okay, send me the address. When they send me the address, I go to Google, I put it there. You will see someone has mentioned before that these guys are fraudulent guys. And then they will call them out. You understand? So the internet is there to also help you. Ask questions, go online, and then you get relevant information. Yeah, I hope that answers your question, Joanne.
Yeah, thank you very much for that, Mr. Kennedy. I think I actually have a question. So you mentioned the case of your twin brother face opening your phone. So if you have that kind of issue whereby your cousins, younger brother, younger sister faces are opening your phone, what extra layer of security can you ensure, like, to protect your phone?
Yeah, so I don't think your cousin's face should open your phone. If it opens your phone, then that is a big blow to Apple, right? So my twin brother's own is because we look very much alike. We have the same face structure. We have almost the same look, except that sometimes he may not keep beards. I keep my beards. Apart from that, we have the same face structure. So that's why that probably happened. But your siblings and the like their face should not open your phone. But let's say you have someone that their face, you are a twin also, and then the person's face, it's dependent on the device and the platform that you use, right? So there are platforms that have additional layer of security. For instance, tell you to put passcodes, right? Tell you to put passcode, so you can put off, your face ID from such platform. Put in your passcodes, put in your lengthy passwords. There are platforms that you want to get into also that requires authentication, right? That requires authentication. Maybe they send you an OTP to another device or something, right? If it's your laptop also, right, that can require authentication. Maybe you are using a Mac or any other device that requires, the moment you put in your username and password or use your Retina, it sends you a code to your device. That's also a good way. So it's dependent on the platform, depending on the device that you're also using, right?
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Ken. So this is my second question. In cases whereby when you're looking at passwords on your phone, you use things like 12345, 7890000, all those, like, how can you be sure that someone can hack into your phone, because you're using a very simple password? Even some of us, our bank pin, like, if you give me your ATM and then you ask me to guess your bank pin, I might get it in one without even knowing. Do you understand? But in one trial, I can get in. So how do we really, like, protect ourselves? Like, what measure will you suggest when it comes to setting passwords, especially that has to do with numbers, especially 4 digit numbers? Because that those ones are very easy to. Most of us just use 1 2 3 4, 0 1 2 3. So how are we going to go about that?
Yeah, so I think this thing is based on choice, right? Um, the devices that are being developed now are developed following standards. We have standards that each of these devices follow, right? You will have option to either use a passcode, use use a password, or use biometrics. So we are living the era of what you know. What you know is your password. We are going to the era of who you are and what you have. Who you are in the sense that you are probably using your face structure, retina, or you are using your fingerprints, or anything that comes from your body, maybe your voice. And then what you have is, maybe you are using a token, you have a device, an hardware, or a separate device that you are holding on to, that will grant you access into that phone. So the phone should give you access to be able to use any of these options, right? So, but let's say you have a phone, which I doubt, but let's say you have a phone that you can only use passcodes, maybe 4 passcodes, right? In fact, apart from passcode, I can, especially when it is the ladies, what's the name of this pattern lock? I can guess some ladies pattern lock because ladies, they don't like stress. You understand? They will just use U, or they use M, or they use something, or they use L. Do you understand? So I can guess that, but it should not be the same thing for your critical application. You need to identify the assets, critical assets to you, right? Your maybe the platform that I use to access your health information, the platform that I use to access your finance, and then maybe your notes that contains key things that you write about your life. These are critical platforms. You understand? So you want to protect yourself. I, on the other hand, I have a phone that that we call Tonosobe here in Nigeria, a touchlight phone, a very small phone. Before that phone, I locked my SIM. That's how I do. I lock my SIM. I lock my devices. So if anybody steals my device, I don't get scared. There's nothing you are going to do with that device. It's just useless to you. You understand? So you need to put in additional layer of security on your devices. My friends will be like, this is just a small phone. I mean, I know what is on the small phone now. Don't worry, it's my phone. You understand? So we have a choice, to use a very good password or a very good pattern. Some people, you see their pattern, you'll be like, do you have nuclear weapon on your phone? Because the pattern will be so long and they know it. You understand? So probably they have designed a picture in their head and they're able to draw that pattern. So we can choose to use a very, very good, very good password, right? Someone is asking a question on the call. I want to add to this current question. The illustration you have given regarding legitimate website mean we have to open the link before knowing. No. So what I'm saying is that if you are sent a link that you do not know, do not open the link. That one is by the side. You do not know the person. You do not ask anybody for link. Don't open the link. Do not open the link. But let's say you visit a website. What I'm trying to say is that the website has HTTP or HTTPS does not mean it is legitimate. You cannot tell that a website is fake, right, or legitimate by just seeing the link. No, you cannot tell that. But you can copy a link and analyze it using VirusTotal. But you have to be careful that you do not click on that link also. You can copy a link and analyze using virustotal.com. But you cannot tell on a website that this website that I'm looking at, right, that it's a fake website or a legitimate website. So there are tools that can carry out that analysis, but people like you may not have access to that too. That's why I said you need to ask relevant questions. If you want to do business with someone via a website, ask relevant questions. There's no way I want to do business on Upwork now and I'll be scared. Because Upwork has been there for a very long time. People have used it. Understand? There's no way I want to do business on Alibaba. There's no way I want to do business with 𝐸𝐈𝐒. I know 𝐸𝐈𝐒 has a business, has her own name, right, to build. So there's no way she's going to maybe rob me or do something wrong. No, you understand? So you need to identify the platform that you want to do that business. Ask relevant questions of people that have done business with, people on that platform, and then I think you should. 𝐸𝐈𝐒 said I feel be scammer. No, Alana. If you're a scammer, we'll draw you out. We'll draw you out to use police to carry you. And then I'll steal all your students. I'll take them to another person.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde, for that. And I also want to add to this conversation of protecting yourself, passwords, and the likes. So for me as a person, so I kind of have this challenge with my fingerprint. I think I know when I was writing JAMB, at that time they first brought up this biometrics, so you have to thumbprint, and then on the day of the exam, you have to confirm it's you by thumbprinting. Now so they reject me, poop and hoy, ororo, bam. Like we had to rub a lot of this. I was still almost like 1 hour after the old test had started before I even wrote my own JAMB. It was really fun. I was outside. I was feeling like a fraud, because I was the one that registered for this thing, right? And then time for me to, identify that this is me, and then the system is kicking me out, telling me it can't recognize my fingerprint. And even sometimes on my phone, I might just try, and then it will just tell me incorrect, and I'll be like, so I have to like clean my hand and do all of those things before I get recognized. And also one other thing I noticed is also, if as a lady, right, if you're on makeup, you went to a party bed and you're on makeup, trust me, your face this thing will not recognize, especially if you're using your face recognition for your bank app. I'm sorry. you have to stay broke for a few hours until you take the makeup off, right? So one thing I use is I actually use a password manager, which I will also recommend everyone on this platform to also use, right? If you're using I currently use a Samsung phone, so there's this Samsung Pass, right? So when you use a password manager, it helps, like, it creates like this very long password for you, which you don't have to remember. Don't worry, the phone will remember it anytime you have to log in or go into a particular website, right? So that you just save yourself from putting in simple password like your first name 1234. Like, some of you, I can really guess your password. For some of you, it can be Mary at 1234 or Kehinde at 12345. Do you understand? Or maybe your surname. Some of you, it's even your date of birth. If I'm your friend and I know your date of birth, I have access. Do you understand? So if you use a password manager, it creates like this very long password for you that no one can easily guess, and then it also manages all of your passwords. And also, I wouldn't recommend using the same password for all your social media platforms or all your bank applications and the likes, so that in case one particular app is being compromised, so maybe your GT account is being compromised, at least your OPay or other accounts can still be secure, right? So don't also use the same. So if you have like 2 ATM cards, don't use the same PIN for all of them. So at least even if I have access to one, at least the other one, I shouldn't have access to it. So you can always try to like use password managers to manage all your password, and pass keys. Yeah. So I have a question here from Joanne. He said, we have so many websites now that allow people to perform tasks and get paid. This site will work for sometimes, then crash. My question now is this: what kind of threat are we attached to on this site? Yeah, so it's like a freelancing site, I guess, and then you're supposed to work there and get paid, and then it crashes. So yeah, and then you put your BVN, you put your, I don't know. Please, Mr. Kehinde, you have the floor.
All right. Joan, I hope you are not talking about Amstar.
So there's a case.
So I hope you are not talking about Amstar, right? So I'm an auditor, right? And then I have to understand the platform you are talking about, because I've known Upwork for a very long time. Upwork has not crashed, and I don't think Upwork will ever crash, right? And I know some other platforms too. So it is dependent on the activities. What are the things you are doing on that platform? So someone like a business like Upwork, we never want its business to crash. It's a $1 billion platform that's making a lot of money for them and it's changing a lot of lives. So, but if a business is built, most times, sometimes it may not be that case, right? Most times, if a business is built on fraudulent activities, right, be ready that it is going to crash. I can tell you for free, right? Especially when the business is telling you screenshot and post this, screenshot and post that. I don't like stuff like that. Or bring one person, bring two person, do this, or activities like, things that on a normal day, you see a business that is telling you are going to get 50% ROI. As a big lie. As a big lie. You understand? You already know those are red flags. 50% ROI, 60% ROI. It is dependent to. Hey, I'm not saying people don't do it; they do it, but you have to be very careful. What are you putting in? What are they telling you that you are going to get? So if you are not careful of the lie wasabi, I call it the lie wasabi kind of investment, you are going to get into trouble. Right? So you need to understand what you are putting in. Are you putting in efforts and then you are getting something in return? So I need to understand the platform you are talking about, right? So the investor Sabinus, yes, right? So Joan said there's one called Anchor. Let me see if I can quickly put it up because of our time. Anchor, the easiest way to build financial products. So I'm not sure. I'm not familiar with Anchor, right? But I can read about Anchor. right? And then reach out to Remide on my thoughts around Anchor, and then she can reach out to you via the community, right? So if you are not part of the community, you can join the community, right? I will also join the community. So if you have questions, you can pick up your question from there.
All
Too.
right, thank you very much. I think that this has been a very interesting topic when it comes to cyber threats and cyber security attacks that we have been exposed to as normal, human beings. And if we have to continue these conversations, it goes on and on and on and on and on. I can remember several threats, especially. And also, see, as we're also getting this learning, right, let's also educate our friends. It's not okay that you get to know about what phishing attack is, brute force attack, SQL injection. Those of you that know SQL, you might have come across SQL injection. If you don't know SQL, take our SQL course, right, to know about SQL injection and all of these attacks that we are actually prone. Also, let's also educate our friends and family. Like for me, I don't know, but let me watch my back. My mom, hey, always sending links. I don't know where they get it from.
Please educate them. Educate them.
I don't know where they get it from. You don't be like, how does this in any way
They are also prone to the
concern me?
attack.
Yeah, so we also need to educate people around us, family, friends, our aunties, our mommies, our daddies. When you see them do things that they are likely, to become this thing, what's the word, can become vulnerable, a victim of all of this cyber attack. Let's try to tell that, this thing you're doing, if you continue it, one day, your system is going to be, your account is going to be hacked, or your even WhatsApp can be compromised, and it can affect you in so and so ways. So let us not just keep this information to ourselves. So cyber security is something that somebody will know and then keep quiet, right? It's a movement now, right? It's not that we have to educate ourselves. I'm not asking you to become a cyber security analyst or maybe have a full career in cyber security, but like Mr. Kehinde has said, being cyber aware, cyber awareness is very important, because the future of work now, companies don't want to bring somebody that don't understand anything about cyber security attack. Means that whatever comes in, you just click on it. I know there was a time in my company that somebody there, they sent an email with a WhatsApp conversation that our CEO is begging a staff for 200K. Like, really? Right? And I know that even if you're on some churches program, they will tell you that, you will never see me on your WhatsApp asking you for money or telling you to go and put money in any orphanage or anything. So nobody should come and use my identity, right, to scam people. So it's very important that we are being cyber aware, and then we take this learning and also we educate other people about being cyber aware too. Thank you very much, Mr. Kehinde. It was awesome having you on this call. And also to everyone that are still to the end, I want to say a very big thank you to you. We've come to the end of our soft skills section for October, and I look forward to seeing you in November, because November is going to be about scholarship. If you are trying to get to the UK, US, Canada, Australia, and you don't want to pay a dime, you don't want to pay a dime, even your visa fee, flight, feeding, accommodation, everything will be covered. You need to be in our soft skill for November, because we are bringing somebody who got an amazing scholarship and is going to tell you how you can also get yourself, acquainted with all of these scholarship opportunities. And I look forward to seeing you in November. Please do not miss November for anything, right? November can shape how your 2025 would be. If you really want freedom from T-Pain, I guess I have to see you in November. But if you are a fan of T-Pain, well, I wish you all the best. Thank you very much. It's lovely having been on this call here with you all. And like I said, for those that want to take our course, our Microsoft Excel course is starting tomorrow, and Python. I dropped my contact already in the chat box. I will drop it again. Please send me a message on WhatsApp and let me register you for the course. My name is Iremide. So if you want to join Excel and Python, Python is starting tomorrow. Next week, Power BI and SQL is starting, and upper week, Microsoft Fabric is starting. So please take my number, send me a message on WhatsApp, and I'll register you for our courses that are currently up for registration. Like I said earlier, this is the last course for the year. So it means that if you do not join this cohort, we will see you in 2025, God's willing. So please take my number and then send me a message on WhatsApp. Have a wonderful evening, everyone. Cheers and bye.